This is a vlog of a girl from New York City who's fun and cool and awesome and pretty. LIANE's vlog. Hi YouTubers, I've been thinking about making this video all day, and then I came home and Bleed376 made a video on the exact same topic. So I'm going to make this a video response, but this is not really related, kind of related, topic related, but my own story inside and whatever. So what I want to talk about is the internet crush phenomenon. Now, most of us can kind of look back, kind of look back to this morning and remember their celeb crushes. For me, this would be James Franco, Paolo Nutini, Joseph Fiennes. The list goes on and on, right? Now, society views this as relatively normal because, well, I don't know why, but if you think about it, what do you really know about those people? You see their pictures and their, whatever, they're creating creatively, their music or their movies or whatever, and you see their interviews and stuff, and so you kind of know about them, but you don't know them. You don't have a personal relationship with them. So my question is, how is this different from, internet crushes? Like, if you're talking to someone, you see their pictures or their videos, if you do video chatting or YouTube or whatever, but you also have a personal relationship, and you get to know them, and so it should be, I think, considered equally, if not more, legitimate than a celebrity crush. But most people think it's weird. So I'm actually looking for some video responses today. If you could tell me a little bit about your internet crush history. Have you ever had an internet crush? Did it go anywhere? Did you meet? Did it go well? Was it a disaster? Was it a train wreck? And in turn, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story, because I have one too. I have a couple of friends who have formed real-life relationships out of their internet crushes. Some of these have worked out very successfully, and some of them have been complete train wrecks. So, I don't think that there is a solid answer of whether or not it can work. However, I do have my own personal story about an internet crush I had that went awry, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I started talking to this guy who lives on the complete other side of the world through a mutual friend. And at first, we were both, really just fascinated by each other. We would talk for hours, and, I just thought he was so interesting, and he thought I was so interesting. We were just so enamored of each other. And I was really excited to be his friend, but over time, it became a little bit more than that. Or so it seemed, from the way that he was talking to our mutual friend and from how I felt. And he was just so smart and creative and just interesting in a completely different way from most of the other people I know. After a while, though, I think he got scared because he and I have stopped talking, and he actually moved to New York, which is where I live, to study for a semester, and I haven't seen him. I don't know if I'm going to see him. And it's kind of a shame because regardless of whether or not it would have worked out in a romantic sense, I would have at least liked to have been friends with him. Especially because, I invested so much in that relationship that I had hoped that something would come of it, but I guess he was more immature than I realized, which is not really my fault. So that's my story, and please, please share. Tell me if you've had one of these experiences and how it worked out, because I think it's something that happens more than people realize, and something that I think requires further discussion. One more thing. I mentioned in a video a while back that I have a crush on Charlie Is So Cool Like, and I got a lot of backlash for it. I guess people took it really seriously. Now, look, I don't really care what anybody thinks about my taste in underage individuals, but I'm 19 years old, you know, I'm not writing Charlie all over my notebooks or anything like that. You know, I just think he's funny. And I have crushes on complete strangers sometimes. I think that that's normal. It's not like a deep love or an obsession or anything like that. Like, it's innocent. And I have them on tons of YouTubers. My current YouTube crush, although I have to say it's a bit more substantial than the one I had on Charlie is So Cool Like, maybe because I was aware that Charlie is So Cool Like is a lot younger than me, but I do have a crush on Blade 376. Maybe it stems from the fact that I just love interesting people and fascinating people, and I find him very interesting and fascinating. But it is what it is, and YouTube people don't take the place of the people in my actual life, so nothing to worry. Okay, so I'm really out now. See you later.